Hey Clashers, over the last month, more and more players have voiced their negative experience in Clash of Clans in different places, and Supercell has now finally answered. Which means they are going through those different points and saying how they would like to address this, how they would like to maybe even fix those issues. So I thought, let's take a look at that statement. I will share my point of view of this entire thing, obviously, as well. And let's dive into the first bit. We're going to go through the statement step by step. We're starting, obviously, with the first part, which is, we have been listening, Chief. With the release of the Ranked Mode and Town Hall 18, we have introduced some of the biggest changes for Clash of Clans in years. And that is, to be honest, that's quite true. The rank change was really significant, and especially Town Hall 18, I feel like had the biggest meta shift we have ever seen with the new Town Hall, which was not the best part about the update, let's put it that way, but let's see what they have to talk about or what they have to say about that as we're going through the message more and more. The next thing, what they're saying, while many of you have enjoyed the added flexibility and competitive edge, we have also heard from a number of you that some parts of the experience, especially at higher leagues, have started to feel more demanding or discouraging than fun. And I feel like that is really a good point that a lot of people have said. Clash of Clans right now feels more like a job, especially if you're on Legend. It is stressful. You're kind of forced to do attacks, even though the current meta or the current difficulty might not really be fun to you. So it can feel like a job, and that is not really the purpose of a game, right? Like, this is not why we're playing games in general. Then what they're saying as well, we want to acknowledge that feedback and share how we're responding. With that being said, let's dive into the first bullet point, which is the ranked feedback, which means different points about the ranking system is not really that great, and this is what they're sharing. So, first off, they're having 4 different fixes for us, which are supposed to happen in the next update. Obviously, there might be more fixes on the way, but those are 4 things which are supposed to be happening in the next update already, which I then assume is going to be in the February update if there is one. But hey, let's just go through the points one by one. The first thing, fixing the bug where some players are incorrectly seeing demotion warnings. Well, that is one thing, that this thing is bugged, the demotion, but I think in the first place, the demotion should be, not be as harsh. Like that you have to like get demoted, play every second week, and otherwise get demoted right away. In my opinion, it should be changed that it's like a monthly rotation, pretty much, that you have to play a ranked week once a month. But hey, maybe that's something which is going to be fixed in the future. At least for now, at least they're fixing the wording. Yay, I mean, that's great, right? Next thing, which sounds interesting, is increasing promotion and demotion percentages in certain leagues to keep things moving. This is another thing which I feel like many have felt, that it's not really going up or down. So with being really limited on the promotion and demotion, it feels like you're kind of stuck in certain leagues for quite some time, which is actually normal if we're completely honest with like other games and ranking. For example, in like big games like, I don't know, League of Legends or something, if you're grinding for an entire season, you might get maybe 1 league up or something. So yeah, this is kind of normal, but hey, they tried to change that so it gives the feeling of like moving a little bit more, which means I guess more people are getting promoted and demoted. Let's see if that's a good or a bad thing. One thing I would like to see is give more meaning to the ranking itself. Because right now, depending on your league, but let's say the top 10 are getting promoted, if you're ranked 1 or ranked 10, it doesn't really matter, which I think is kind of sad. I feel like you should get some type of reward depending on your ranking within the promotion group. Which means if you're ranked 1, maybe you get, I don't know, 10 chests, rank 2, 9 chests, and so on. So that would be a nice thing. I think most of the rewards from the chests are not that great either. So just give them out, right? Like, if it's, I don't know, but yeah, that would be something which I would like to see. That gives something to make the final ranking more meaningful. But hey, at least all they're saying is they're making the promotion, demotion feel more impactful with increasing the percentages. The next thing is what they're going to change is reducing the required battle count in the highest leagues to help prevent burnout, which I think makes sense. I feel like, yes, some people enjoy a lot of attacks in that mode, but at the same time, I feel like the majority, based on my experience as well, from the Town Hall 16 and Town Hall 17 push through those leagues, most people are not doing all of their attacks. So yeah, I could see this being a good point, but hey, let's see how the community reacts to this, because we're getting still to that part. But if one thing is made clear in this statement, that they try to listen to the community, but hey, that's the topic for a bit later. At least for now, they're going to reduce the attack amount in the higher leagues. The next thing, and this I feel like is the most interesting for most of us in here and the community, which I'm catering towards for on YouTube, and that is adjusting the difficulty modifiers based on community feedback. Now, let's break this down. First off, esports. I feel like the esports mode right now is really challenging, and as a viewer, I sometimes would prefer it would be easier so the matches are more fun and enjoyable, because a 10 to 11 score is not that great to watch. But mostly here, the important community which they are listening to are the players. And I feel like the players right now in esports, most of them are really happy. I have seen even posts of saying, hey, it's too easy. So I would highly expect that the esports mode is not getting too many changes, if even any. But I would be really surprised if esports would be made harder. Next one, Legend is on the list. I'm pretty certain like that is going to be made easier. Obviously, we have to wait on like how much easier, but the community feedback here is quite clear, and the other 2 leagues below Legend as well. I feel like all of those modifiers are going to be made easier, which is going to be strange, because this means then, so far Legend and esports mode, the only difference was the equipment cap. But I think this is not going to be the case in the future. So they're going to be more different, which can be a good or a bad thing. I don't know. It's, again, something we have to wait for. But at least they're going to adjust the modifiers. And I would highly expect, because they're saying based on community feedback, Legends and below are going to become easier. I would assume quite a bit easier, because that's the feedback of the community so far. Next one, we're grateful for all the input we have received, and we'll keep working on improving the rank mode with your feedback. Again, that makes sense, because all of those updates which they were talking about here with the Town Hall 18 and Town Hall 18 and the ranking update, those things came because of community feedback. For example, a lot of people were saying, hey, every day it's plus 320, it's minus 320. The game is too easy. So modifiers were added, the game is now harder again. People are again complaining. So people, Supercell is just trying to change the opinion of the community. I guess they're not that good at right now of like finding the sweet spot of like where they have to listen to. But this is at least like the current modifiers were kind of like based on community feedback. And this is another thing. They're going to adjust them as well based on community feedback. You might remember the esports modifier release where the modifier was too easy according to the esports players. So Supercell just made it every single time a little bit harder until there was a sweet spot, or until there is a sweet spot. Maybe it has been reached yet, maybe not. So there are going to be constant changes, which I think overall is a good thing. But you can you can criticize a lot of things about Supercell, a lot of things to be honest, but listening to the community is not one of them, if we're honest, in the Clash of Clans scene at least. Next point, evolving meta Town Hall 18, which means we have also heard feedback about the sudden shift and viable strategies at Town Hall 18. Some popular Town Hall 17 strategies no longer perform the same way on Town Hall 18, and that's partially due to the mechanical changes, like the Town Hall 18 no longer being a defense building, and some due to missing new troop levels for that Town Hall. I think it's mostly the second part, because I've seen many times the question of, iTzu, do you really think Town Hall 18 troop level will have such a big impact? For this, you have to first understand that so far with new Town Hall releases, a lot of the offensive power was within the new hero level and equipment level. But on Town Hall 17, we had no new equipment level. On Town Hall 18, we have no new equipment level. Which means now with Town Hall 18, to make sure that the game is not becoming too hard, they have to really make sure those troop levels are hitting different. One example here. Electro Dragons so far in the past have received typically like 300, maybe 400 HP per level. This has now been bumped up to nearly 1000 hit points, which the hit points have been increased from Town Hall 17 to Town Hall 18 now. This is obviously like nearly nearly triple the amount of HP and stats compared to earlier upgrades. If you now apply the same logic of like doubling, maybe even tripling the base stats, which like a new level is going to give the troop, that is obviously having a ton of impact on the troops moving forward. So yes, I think not having a new Town Hall 18 level just yet as a troop means that you are missing a lot of power. So yeah. Root Riders on the other side, yes, they were impacted a lot by the town not being a defense anymore. I feel like most of the other strategies, not as much. But otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's just keep going through the message. We want to be clear, our goal isn't for every strategy to work forever. RIP Queen Charges, I guess, and Lalo. As you upgrade, new content should feel exciting and powerful. And we have seen that with the content like Meteor Golems and Totem Spells. Really powerful. I guess unlucky for me because I just don't like the Meteor Golem as a concept and everything. But again, that is a me issue, okay? I'm not blaming that on the game. It's just that I don't like the Meteor Golem as a troop, which is just on me. I want to make this super clear. This is not like something where I can say, oh, Supercell did a bad job. Not every troop can be liked by every player. Some people might have the Meteor Golem as their favorite troop, which is obviously totally fine. Like, everyone enjoys different things, right? So, yeah, that's just unlucky me, I guess. That said, we always aim to make the transition smoother and more rewarding. Your feedback from this town hall upgrade is already helping us to think on different approaches for the next one. Which I guess the only solution would be to release all of the new levels at the town hall, like when the town hall is released. But either way, at least we know something is going to change. I would as well think that they're not having a certain bucket list of things they want to change in the next update, because those things are addressed way more difficult. Because a lot of the other things for the ranking, for the rank changes, they're mostly number changes in the code. While adding a new level, you need to get the graphics right, you need to get the balance right. So that's way, way harder and more time consuming. So what I would expect here is that in the February update, we are going to have some new troop levels, but obviously not even close to all of them. So I would hope that in the update and after this update, we have, what would that be, like April? I think last year we had April, the second update of the year. So that we have in April most of the troop levels. That is what I'm hoping for. So if you're lucky and your strategy gets a new level in the next update, good for you. Otherwise, I expect you have to wait until April to really play the game, which kind of is so stupid. It's literally a waiting game that you can play and enjoy the game as you want with your strategy, and you just have to wait for the level. It is so stupid. It is so stupid. But hey, as they said, they're trying to fix it for the next town hall. But at least for now, yep, it is unfortunate. But again, this issue was because they tried to listen to the community, but again, in the wrong place, I think. Because what this entire thing and where this came from, or like this issue came from, is Supercell people were complaining about the Root Rider meta. So Supercell said, hey, let's just not give any meta strategy from Town of 17 a new level, which means dragons, rocket loons, obviously the Root Riders, Valkyries. All of those things, all of those troops have not received, or Super Yetis, all of those things have not received new level, which then meant that people were forced into a new meta, and that backfired completely. So yeah, it was meant in a good way, but not really thought through, unfortunately. But again, one thing what this just shows though is that Supercell is trying to listen, because long story short, I mean, unhappy players won't spend money, right? Like, it's this most simple thing ever. So yeah, but still, we have one last point, and that is looking ahead. These updates are part of an ongoing effort to make Clash of Clans the most fun and rewarding it can be, no matter how you play. We will continue learning, listening, and adjusting as we go. Whether you're pushing in ranked, testing new armies, or just upgrading your village, we want to make sure that you're having a good time doing it. Thank you for helping us making Clash better every day, the Clash of Clans team. So yeah, overall, I think the rank changes are good. It's a bit underwhelming that they have not really shared more of the plans of the meta aspect of Town 18, but I guess maybe they don't even know themselves just yet how to react there. But at least it is something. They're acknowledging that there are issues and that they're trying to work on it. If you have any feedback, as always, put it please into the comments, and not just, hey, this sucks, that's bad, whatever. Make sure that you're saying, hey, I like or dislike this. What would you change and why? If you're putting that in that way, I'm trying to collect feedback and pass it on. And that's pretty much it for today's video. Let me know what you think about all of the entire statement, pretty much. And I hope I was able. I know it's long, but hey, I shared my opinion as well. And otherwise, thank you so much for watching the video. I will see you guys back to tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, for the next video. Until then, see ya and bye bye.